Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Donald Trump, your president, has issued a chilling warning to Colombia's president, Gustavo Petro. Yeah, fam. Told him to watch his ass. Check out the video, leave your comments, and I'll come back with mine.
So in response to the United States taking sanctioned oil from Venezuela, Colombian President Gustavo Petro criticized the United States by saying, well, the Southwest is stolen land and that it should be returned to Latin America. I just wanted to know what your response to that is.
Well, he has to watch because, he's got drug factories. They make cocaine in Colombia. And he's no friend of the United States. He's a very bad guy. And he's got to watch his ass because he makes cocaine and they send it into the United States of America from Colombia. We love the Colombian people. I love the Colombian people. They're great people, energetic, smart, great. But their new leader is a troublemaker. And he better watch it. He better close up those cocaine factories. They have at least 3 major cocaine factories. We know where they are. He better close them up fast, by the way, it's made and sold into the United States. Comes through Mexico.
Thank you, sir. You've named Governor Landry to be new special envoy to Greenland.
Yeah.
What do you see that role entailing, and is it still your intention that
Well, he
Greenland
called me,
become part of the U.S.?
he viewed Louisiana, the Louisiana Purchase. He said, I'm governor of Louisiana. And he said, I didn't call him, he called me. He's very proactive. He's a great guy. He's a deal guy. He's a deal maker type guy. And we need it for national protection. We need Greenland for national protection. They have a very small population. And I don't know, they say Denmark, but Denmark has spent no money. They have no military protection. They say that Denmark was there 300 years ago or something with a boat. Well, we were there with boats too, I'm sure. So we'll have to work it all out. But he felt very strongly, we need it for we need Greenland for national security. Not for minerals. We have so many sites for minerals and oil and everything. We have more oil than any other country in the world. We need Greenland for national security. And if you take a look at Greenland, you look up and down the coast, you have Russian and Chinese ships all over the place. We need it for national security. We have to have it. And he wanted to lead the charge, so we're making him, Marco, today, a special envoy to Greenland. Greenland's a big deal. Yeah.
On Ukraine, can you give an update on the talks that took place this past weekend, and could a trilateral discussion of sort be the next step for Ukrainian, U.S. and Russian
delegation? So the talks in Ukraine, Russia are going along. They lost, as you know, 27,000 soldiers last month, mostly soldiers, some people in Kiev, etc., but mostly soldiers. And the talks are going along, and I say that, there's tremendous hatred between these two leaders. Between President Putin, President Zelensky, tremendous hatred, and I hope we can get it done. We are talking, talks are going okay, but I've solved 8 wars.
President Petro gave Trump a dose of his own medicine in regards to stealing. Trump talked about Venezuela stealing land and oil from the United States. Well, President Petro said Southwest America was stolen. Specifically, Texas and California. You gonna get that up? So he got offended. So what did he do? Start making threats, just like bullies do. He can't defend himself. He can't defend his policy. So he makes threats. You better watch his ass, because we'll come over there and blast him. You better shut up. Trump can't take it that dude is not afraid of him. He's not running around kissing his butt like a lot of these coward presidents are. Yeah, Trump can't take that. He can't handle that. He don't even really know how to respond to something like that. That's why he responds with insults and threats. Because he can't even justify the stuff that he's out there doing. Think about what I'm saying, fam. This dude said that he is going to keep on going after Venezuelan drug dealers. He's been blowing up boats, so-called boats that are taking or trafficking drugs from Venezuela to the United States. First and foremost, Those boats can't even reach the United States. They're too small to even reach the United States. They would absolutely go under well before they reach the United States. It can't get here. But secondly, and this is most important, dude, Donald Trump, he pardoned one of the biggest drug dealers ever. One of the biggest drug dealers known to mankind. And we're supposed to believe that he is fighting a war on drugs? Come on, man, you can't be that slow. Some of y'all really don't care whether he's fighting a war on drugs or he's just going over there stealing oil or trying to take people's land. Y'all bullies too. So y'all used to taking stuff. And that's why you have to stand up to bullies, fam. That's why you got to put something on their asses. You can't let them slide. You can't let them beat you out of nothing. Don't ever give in to a bully. Don't give them an inch because they'll take a yard. Don't ever allow them to bully you. You let a bully get away with bullying you one time, he's coming back for more. But not only that, what he's doing is setting the stage for others to have a front row view of you being humiliated. Now they're thinking it's sweet. So now they're going to try you. Or they're going to try your family members. Or they're going to try your country. See? That's why you got to deal with it. You got to nip it in the bud. You got to nip it in the bud and you got to set an example. And this is why the United States don't bother certain countries, because they know there will be blood. Yeah, we got the President of the United States at a press conference saying, watch your ass. Now, if that ain't some ghetto shit, I don't know what is. But, you know, when they do it, you never hear people saying stuff like, oh, he's ghetto, he's ghetto, he's ghetto. You know, they might use words like he has no class and stuff like that, but they don't use ghetto. They only use ghetto when black folks stoop low. And sometimes they use ghetto when black people just stand up for themselves. You don't necessarily have to be doing something really ghetto, you know. You know what I was wondering though? Like, what is the equivalent of ghetto? Trailer trash, right? You never hear him saying stuff like that though, right? You never hear him saying like, that's trailer trash. Oh, he trailer trash. She trailer trash. You don't hear that. You know, but you hear them saying ghetto a lot because they have co-opted the word and changed the meaning to mean that, changed the meaning to be synonymous with black. That's what they really want to say. They're saying ghetto because the person is black. So next time you hear them saying somebody ghetto or whatever, just know that you never hear them using that for other people, other races. They only use that when they reference black people. But here's the thing. There is nowhere you can go in this country where you cannot find a ghetto. Understand that. So black people don't have ghetto on lock, but they'll have you think that because that's what they've relegated the black race to. One particular place, the ghetto. And so anytime a black person does something that they don't like, they don't agree with, they just call it ghetto, you know. That's their default word. Ghetto, or, you know, they love to say the N-word. But the ghetto thing, you know, they like that too. Anyway, Trump is the furthest thing from a dignitary. He has no business being the president of anything. Like, he is not smart. He's not charismatic. He's not a unifier. He's not someone who people look at and say he's decent. Like, he really does represent the worst of what America is about. capitalism, transactional. And the reason why I say capitalism is part of the worst of what America is about is because, that's that thing that drove America into slavery. This is what capitalism is what made them want to own human beings and sit on their lazy asses while other people did the work, and if they didn't do it, or even if they did do it, they got beat, they got killed. They were essayed and had their identities stolen from them. And any invention also stolen. And you know how that go, fam. It goes on and on and on. But Trump is not that guy who you can look at and say, I would like my child to be like, unless you yourself are an uncivilized mother. And I get it. A lot of y'all don't mind your kid being that way because you think some way, like some kind of way, that is something cool about that. You think it's something decent about that. But then you got those of you out there who don't care nothing about decency. Y'all foul, and you like being foul. You like being uncivilized. It helps you breathe. Yeah. So he don't have anything to combat the question. He don't have anything regarding policy to combat the question. He just started making threats. He said what? He said Southwest America is stolen land. He better watch his ass, cause he got drugs over there. Everybody know Colombia got drugs. He knows Colombia has drugs. Why he hadn't waged a war against Colombia? Everybody know Colombia got way more drugs than Venezuela. We know cocaine is coming out of Colombia. Everybody know that. How come he didn't go over there and stop the cocaine from coming over to America? How come he did that? There's too many people getting paid. Too many people getting paid. And this is akin to biting the hand that feeds you. Yeah. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.